Wendy's Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger is back. A flavor spectacle of pretzel proportion. Featuring applewood smoked bacon and hot and juicy beef. It puts beer cheese on top of Munster cheese and a pretzel bun on top of all that. Simply put, Wendy's Pretzel Pub puts the EAT in greatness. Try one today and see for yourself. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger.
For a limited time only at participating Wendy's.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a woman from Chicago. Her name is Danielle, and what she did is she's like, all right, I got to sell my house. So she put it up for sale. But shortly after, a stranger moved into her home and is now refusing to leave. She said a contractor came in to repair the vacant home and noticed that someone was inside. Also noticed that all the locks had been changed.
Someone went in there and squatted and also brought somebody out to change the locks?
Damn. This is wild, man. So Danielle said that this woman, who apparently was the squatter, told police she saw an ad for the home online, signed a month-to-month lease with a so-called landlord, and paid $8,000 up front. And the woman said she showed police a lease. So because of that, they were unable to evict her because it looked like she legally was able to be in this house. So basically someone's playing as a scam landlord, saw the vacant place, and is acting as this landlord, like a fake landlord to a home that they don't have any connection to.
She just made up a make them up, like, oh, I'm renting this. Now you can't kick me out.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Well, I don't know if the person if the squatter is doing the make 'em up, or if there is actually like a scammer person posing to be a landlord.
I'm guessing it's the squatter.
Well, I've seen some of those scams back when I was looking for a home on Craigslist. They would show pictures of all the outside of the house and be like, oh, what a great deal. And then everything would be like online. It's like, oh, wire me the money and do all of that sort of thing. But yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it's hard to say. The changing of the locks is what's got me. It's like, usually if you think of a squatter, it's like, where do they get the kind of money to change locks or do anything? But then...
Well, they don't have to worry about paying rent. Yeah. So they got all this extra money. They're working.
Good point.
Yeah. You know how much money I'd have to work with if I didn't have to pay mortgage?
And I've never moved into a place where I had to change the locks. Usually you change the locks when you buy a place. Mm-hmm. So, because the landlord should still have access to your house, right? Unless you gave a key to the landlord. So I think she's full of crap.
Yeah, I think she just did a whole make-em-up, changed the locks, and said, I swear I signed this lease. Wow. Like, good luck, because she probably knows the laws, that now she can't be kicked out.
That is wild. Danielle said she's never met the woman, nor did she lease the property to her.
We honestly thought that he was joking. So we show up with the cops, and there's a young woman in there with all of her belongings. They said, unfortunately, they couldn't prove that she was trespassing. We have to go to court and follow the eviction process. I definitely do feel violated. I own this house, and it feels like if anyone can just break into your house and kind of take over, that's a scary feeling.
I don't understand how you can't validate whether the lease is right or wrong. I mean, what kind of lawyer do you have that they can't go, that is not a lease?
If you own the house, wouldn't you be the landlord then at that point?
This seems very sketchy to me, that if I own a home and they go, I have a lease, and I go, okay, lawyer, take a look at that lease. It's not real. I mean, how long does that take to figure out?
Yeah, but you probably, well, who knows? At that point, you probably have to prove it, and that's probably going through court.
Yeah. And then that gives her some time to enjoy living there for however many months, and then she moves on to the next house.
That's lame as hell. If you can falsify a document that could easily be found out, because look, it's like the document doesn't have this woman's name on it. She has her name on the deed. It's not that difficult to figure out that this is not real. God, if that's true, Danny, what a horrible legal system we have.
Yeah, because, I mean, this woman that's in the house right now that's staying there, I mean, if I came out and said, look, somebody scammed you. I would be like, oh, crap. All right, I guess I got to move out. Like, this sucks. I thought I had a home. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that, like, she's not moving out, that makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Like, she's straight up squatting.
Or she doesn't have any kind of documentation to find the person who, quote unquote, took her $8,000.
She's got to send the money to someone.
Yeah,
eventually.
you would imagine.
Yeah.
But like Rev said, if it's wired at that point, I guess.
Yeah, it's like
not.
a cashier's check.
Yeah, if she really did get scammed by a fake landlord, that does suck. But you guys,
I think she's the scammer.
Yeah, I think you guys are right. And here's the thing. There's a Chicago real estate attorney. His name is Mo, and he says this scenario, not uncommon.
Process could take 6, 12, 18 months. What I recommend to our homeowners is the cash for keys step. Although it's a difficult pill to swallow to give money to somebody who is unlawfully in your property and refusing to leave, is less expensive in the long run.
Wow. Pay them off to get out of my house.
Hey, someone who broke into my home, here's $100. Can you give me the keys back?
I see what he's saying, though, in terms of going through the court systems and hiring lawyers and everything. It's gonna cost a pretty penny.
Right.
It is insane to me. It is insane to me that it's obviously a falsified
I'm getting
document.
stink bombs and just putting them in there.
Yes, that's what I would do. Just TP it every night.
Right. Like, look, you have fun living in my home. I know how to get into all these little spots to put stink bombs.
Literally just put up a huge, massive speaker system against each of the windows and just bump music the entire time.
Might I recommend the Macarena?
Dude, nice.
You know what? And you know what that means, don't you? The rest of the neighbors are going to hate your ass.
I don't care. I already moved out.
Yeah, right?
Oh, I had thought about that. I don't care about these people anymore.
Right.
They're not my neighbors anymore.
No.
I'm out.
That is so insane. Even like the cash for keys part's super bonkers. But the fact that this woman that's squatting can maybe get like 9 to, 16, 18 months? Like at least around a year living for free. I mean.
And that's more than $8,000.
Yeah.
Anywhere, really.
Oh, yeah.
What about like the electric bill? Like, I wonder if they pay that or they're just living in darkness.
Well, I bet they do everything. That's why I don't understand any of this. It doesn't look like she is like a squatter. You know, she's got stuff. She puts stuff in the house. And like you said, Steve, if there's electricity, she's paying bills. So it's weird. Squatters are usually people that just don't care about any of that stuff, and usually there's drugs involved, and therefore they're high a lot. This is weird.
But that's at first. And now that those stories come out about the squatting situations where people are like able to stay in a place for X amount of time, now all of a sudden you're probably dealing with more shady people that aren't necessarily just druggies, but they're just like, I can live rent free for 9 months.
Yeah.
And I suppose if you're somebody that really is, like truly down on your luck financially, that you can easily swing utilities, but you can't swing the big rent.
Yeah.
I mean,
you just hop to the next place.
One for utilities. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you just call the electric company and say, "Hey, I'm renting this new place. Here's the address," and they turn it on for you.
I mean, they did
as long as you pay the bills.
Yeah, when I turned on mine at my house when I first bought it, I just said, "Hey, can you come turn it on?" They're like, "Yeah, we'll bill you." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess then, the cash for keys doesn't bother me because...
it pissed me off. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'd get
I'd still be pissed about it.
I get counterfeit money. Here's my counterfeit.
I was pissed,
I'm
guys.
scamming you back.
I was pissed, and then I started thinking about, think of what a person... Like, where is this person's life that this is what they have to do? That, like, they have to scam in order to get a place to live? I'm like, oh, man.
Oh, you think that? I mean, but there's people that just love to scam for the sake of scamming.
Well, if that's who that person is, then you know what? Yeah,
look at someone like even like go back to Winona Ryder. I know it's far, but
poor Winona.
Wow.
Why did you have to be the poster person for like having stuff?
But she's rich as all hell at the time, but she was still stealing stuff from shopping malls.
So you think someone's got that kind of fetish or whatever?
I don't know if it's that. I just think someone's like, hey man, I could save some money, and I'm already a shady individual. I mean, you could be right. Could be someone that's really hit some hard times, but that doesn't make it right. Still,
no, it doesn't make it right. But I feel like if I'm in a position where I'm living somewhere and I have a house I can sell as well, I guess I should really be grateful and go, you know what?
You're just gonna let them live for free?
No, I mean that I would cash for keys it.
Oh, okay.
That would make me swallow that pill a little bit. As like, you know what? My life is probably better than theirs at this point. And yeah. Because they put a lot of effort into putting this together.
I won't stink bomb it. I'll just smoke bomb it.
All right, fair enough. See, I knew we could come to a happy,
and glitter bomb it.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, do the glitter,
I would rather
man.
have the stink bomb. The glitter is going to take forever. The stink bomb you can wash off after a while. That glitter, no, man.
See, that's how you do it.
Oh, no, you guys are horrible. Even I wouldn't do that.
Someone said I used to work on foreclosed homes. This is more common than you think, even in Washington.
Oh, yeah.
That person says it actually happens pretty regularly.
So I'd love to know the motivation. Like, are they scamming a-holes, or are they people that just are trying to have a place that's a warm place to live that they can afford?
Why not both?
I was going to say probably a mixture of all of the above.
I don't think there's one set type of person that's squatting.
I'd like to know the majority of that, though, because I will say this. I do not have a lot of... I mean, I do have empathy for people that have a drug and alcohol problem. And I really think that, you know what, if it's to the point where they really are having a homelessness issue, somebody should step in and go, look, you are obviously not able to take care of yourself. I don't think you'd want this if you were in your right mind. We are going to get you in rehab, whether you want to go to rehab or not, because you're living in a situation that is not good for your body and also dangerous for people around you. So, but if that's why if it's that, I am like, you know what, get them out of that house. Get them to where they're not going to be hurting people like this.
Yeah, but sometimes I had neighbors in our cul-de-sac that people started renting it, but then stopped paying rent for 2 years, and there was a bunch of meth heads living in there. Police came several times. They tried to get them out, even with stolen vehicles on the property. Police still couldn't evict them. The owner couldn't even shut off the water or power because it was during COVID, and because of all the laws at the time, they couldn't do that. So the owner finally paid $4,000 for them to leave, which they took and left. Crazy world that we live in.
Yeah, it is
$4,000.
And now I don't know where according to the story, were the meth heads the original tenants, or did the original tenants just take off?
Or were they brought in their meth friends where they stopped paying rent?
That's
hey, meth friends, come on over. We're living rent free.
See, that's tough because there was a legitimate lease at one time.
Though, also squatters use paying utilities as fake proof that they live there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
That's all you really need is something with your name on it for a lot of things.
This is crazy.
Well, I will tell you this. You got the Mary's Place kind of people, where they are really down on their luck and they need a place to stay.
Yep.
If that's
Mary's Place does an incredible job with that.
Yeah, and if that's who some of these people are, that they're doing this just so they have a place for their family to live, I have a lot of empathy to them. If it's a meth head, drug addict situation, I have empathy towards them too, but you're not in your right mind, and I truly believe you should not be allowed to make decisions for yourself because you are not in your right mind. You're hurting yourself and others, and you should be just taken away and put into a rehab, and then once you're fine and you can make decisions for yourself again, then fine. But we get punished too much in society because people that are under the influence are allowed to run around and do stuff, and they're not in their right mind.
Could you imagine you're trying to sell your home and you're like, okay, I'm on to my next, maybe my forever home, a dream home, or just trying to make some changes in my life, and then you're like, well, you can't sell it because somebody decided to just live in your old home. Great.
And it's not a great message for law-abiding citizens when they see, wow, look at how the system doesn't really do anything for law-abiding systems. All it does is seem to favor anybody who wants to be a jerk. That's not a good message, man.
I would lose my ass if someone's like, you could get him out if you just give him $4,000. I'm like,
dude, I know. But you sit there and you go, okay, the alternative?
No, I know. 2 years of somebody not paying rent.
Yeah, I know. That's why I gotta flip it on its side and think maybe I'm helping somebody.
Well, I'm not leaving this studio until you give me $4,000, BJ.
All right, then I'll leave.
Damn it.
I can do that.
That's how you beat that. That's definitely how you beat that.
Yeah, that seems to be cheaper for me. I think I'm going to miss you and everything, Steve. I really am.
Did not work the way I hoped. Yeah. Let me hit up Johnny Roberts. I'm going to move into your place.
Oh
And
damn.
I refuse to leave.
I might get you some cash.
And all I do is watch wrestling all the time.
Oh, that would be horrible.
Yep.
So that's how Sarah's doing it this entire time.
Yeah, she's squatting.
She's squatting.
Yeah, she is a squatter, and unfortunately, because there's some sort of relationship there, father-daughter thing, they're not going to probably get her out.
And they'll be able to get you out because it's majority rules. I believe that's how it works.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
So 2 out of 3 say get out.
They could say, look, we got to put him in the old age home, and they'll go, well, that seems right. Yeah, see, I'm going to lose this whole thing. Hey, there was a recent study where they asked people if they won the lottery, would they keep it a secret? Well, I'm going to tell you how many people would keep it from their friends and family at 8:17 on The Rock.
Wendy's Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger is back. A flavor spectacle of pretzel proportion. Featuring applewood smoked bacon and hot and juicy beef. It puts beer cheese on top of Munster cheese and a pretzel bun on top of all that. Simply put, Wendy's Pretzel Pub puts the EAT in greatness. Try one today and see for yourself. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger.
For a limited time only at participating Wendy's.
Now back to BJ and Migs mornings on The Rock 99.9 KISW.
KISW, The Rock of Seattle. In a new survey, 80% of people say they play the lottery at least occasionally. And then other people are like, all right, well, let me ask you something. What would you do if you won the whole thing?
Go broke quick. No.
Brewster's Millions,
right,
baby.
Yeah. Oh, man. That movie is like a Bible to me. Let's go.
83% of people said if they won the whole thing, they would keep it a secret.
What are we defining as the whole thing?
Like
are we talking
like the multi-million jackpot, like a Mega Millions or a Powerball?
I
Jackpot
feel
for
like,
sure.
Yeah.
We talking over 10 million, 50 million, 100 million?
Yeah, I feel like it's, I would say over 50 million because that's when people would start wanting something from you.
You don't know my family. I'd win like $50,000 and they'd be like, hey, what's up, Danny? How you doing there?
Yeah, my uncle hit me up when he found I won $4. He's like, hey, can I get half of that?
Wow. But how do you keep that a secret? I mean, unless you just don't ever talk to your relatives and friends, how do you keep that a secret?
I think I'd be pretty good at keeping it a secret because I don't have super expensive taste. I'd have a lot of dumb toys, but I don't think unless you were like in my house, you wouldn't really see it. You know, I'd have like stupid little fun gadgets in the house, but like maybe I'd have like I probably would give it away because I'd probably get a little mini pool in the backyard.
Of course you would.
A mini pool with millions of dollars?
Well, I guess I'd have to move.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it real.
See, here
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah. I'd pay off my house and then get the little mini pool.
Yeah.
Buy the neighbor's house and take it down.
Yes, and as soon as that happens, I feel like somebody would go, Steve, normally nobody can do that. How did you do that?
Because I don't have like expensive taste in cars.
Yeah, but you would. But wouldn't you buy a high-end something that you like a four-wheel Ford, like a 4Runner or something like that, maybe, or a Range Rover, whatever?
Those are pretty cool,
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
To that point, though, like Steve came in and was just like, "Hey guys, I got a new car. It's a new Ford Bronco with all the bells and whistles." I'd probably be like, "That's awesome!"
Yeah,
like, I wouldn't necessarily.
Yeah, that I would. But
that's probably what I would end up getting is something as silly as that. Like,
oh yeah, but what if somebody showed you something shinier and cooler, and you're like, "Oh, I can do this."
I don't know, man. I also would see me like being like, guys, I got a brand 2022 Kia Sorento. It's one of those hybrids, baby. Check it out.
Look, if you could do that, good for you. I'm not a car guy myself.
Changes for life. I'm still frugal.
I'm not a car guy myself, but I would probably at least go, okay, I know what I want. Let me get the best in class. Mm-hmm. Whatever that might be. And it probably would be one of the fancier models that I wouldn't normally get. Like I would go to a brand I wouldn't normally go to.
But once again,
it's too falutin.
But even if you did go to like a like for you personally, I just don't think that I would think anything of, like you were.
Like you're not coming in with a Lamborghini.
No, right. I think you would go for something like a BMW or.
But what if I came out with what if I went with a Rolls Royce?
That would be hilarious.
That would be amazing.
You're worth $15 million already, so at that point,
dude, I'm just saying, look. I know you guys think a lot of me, but I'm talking about
crazy.
I'm talking about I'm talking about a regular dude. No doubt about it. I got a good life. But if you're talking about a regular dude who's normally what they're doing, maybe they're just lucky enough that their whole family makes maybe $100,000 a year. And all of a sudden they show up in a Rolls. Like they know Steve. If Steve shows up in a Rolls, they're going to go, Steve, I know you were doing good, but man, you're doing Rolls good now?
If Steve showed up in a Rolls, first thing I would ask is for some Grey Poupon because I know he'd have it.
Where's the tray in the back seat?
I feel like if somebody went up to Steve and said, Steve, I know you're a regular guy and you're not a car guy, but let me just show you a car that I think works for you. And then they show you the Rolls and you're like, God, that is cool.
I mean, you guys would think I found it on some knockoff website.
Yeah.
And it's not really a Rolls Royce. It's like a Balls Boyce or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
That bees really with my Ray-Bons.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think any of us can hide it. I wouldn't be
my knockoff Seahawks jersey.
I wouldn't be, because I'll tell you how I would give it away. You would see the most epic game house. My house, it would be a game house. Because what I would do is I would buy a house for my friends to be able to sleep over so we can have weekends of gaming without anybody having to go home.
Yeah, you just skip the B&B at that point.
And you would know something was up. Like, BJ, your whole house is just for gaming. Like this, you don't even live there. No, it's just our game place.
But see, again, though, unless you go over there, you wouldn't know.
But eventually, because people would go, hey, he's got a cool game house, right?
That's fair. I mean, but because I think about that, like, I'd be like, I pay off everything. Everything is completely
okay,
debt-free.
50
New
million?
vehicles,
You're
right.
done. That's nothing. That's a
House
drop in the
free,
bucket.
Take care of all my family and all that.
You're done.
But I still live like as if I'm not.
Wait, did you say you take care of your family?
Yeah.
Oh, that's over. Everyone's going to know about this.
Well, my mom and dad,
how extended is the family you're talking about?
They will tell somebody.
It depends on the day. They sometimes swear people off all the time.
Yeah, they will talk.
I'll find them. I'll find it when they're like mad at the world.
You know why they'll talk? You ready?
Why is that?
Because here's your mom and dad sitting with their friends, and then one of their big mouth friends goes, let me tell you about my son. He's accomplished this, that, and the other thing. And your mother and father are going to sit there, and they're going to seethe as they hear about how great that other guy is. And then eventually, oh, yeah? And then next thing you know, my son bought me a house. And then all of a sudden, how did that happen? And then, forget about it.
That's a good point.
Your secret's
maybe I won't help them with anything.
Yeah, don't help them.
I don't need this to get out there.
Well, unfortunately,
New slips, baby.
There's only 11 states that will, like, winners of the Powerball or Mega Millions will allow them to remain anonymous, and we're not in that.
Yeah, you can do
Washington will give my name with it.
Yeah, you can do like a Freedom of Information Act sort of thing, and they have to give the number or the name.
Steve, who do we got to buy with your lottery money to keep people quiet?
I will legally change my name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lottery big winner?
Last name Direction. And, and then like, all right, go ahead and put it in the papers.
I was hoping you were going to go for Balls Boys.
That's the car I'm driving, Danny.
I get you, but...
Hugh Direction's driving a Balls Boys.
Yes, it is.
And Hugh Direction will immediately be in divorce court as Mrs. Direction will be like, that will not be my name.
Direction?
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, Mrs. Direction will be, no, Hugh, it's over. I'll take half the money and have it life.
Who's coming over tonight? Oh, it's Hugh and Sydney Direction.
Yeah, I'm sure she would love their name, Direction. Yeah. Or you know what? What's your kid's name going to be? One?
You know what? When she's driving that nice brand new BMW.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. She'll be yelling Hugh in the throes of passion all the time.
I got news for you, buddy. If my last name is going to be Direction, we're going higher than a BMW. You're buying me a Rolls Royce if I have to change my name to Direction. I want a Rolls and I'm Direction.
You can make it sound fan. Direction.
Oh, yeah. Is that French?
Yes.
By the way, does anybody in this room believe that Steve could hide that he had any kind of...
No, not at all. Not in the slightest.
There's no way you can hide
gold-plated Converse on right now.
You know, it's funny you say that because, like, even without, there was a guy that we knew from Albuquerque, and he was like a family friend, and he hadn't announced that he won the million. It was like $29 million or something. Everyone in the town knew that he was the guy.
Wow.
It was like
29
but it was
million.
because he like shut down his gas station that he owned and like didn't open for a couple of days, and everyone was like, "Wait, there's a lottery winner here in New Mexico. Do you think it's this guy?"
It's got to be that guy.
Sure enough, it was.
You're not going to work.
Crazy.
Are you going to work anymore? You going to do this job anymore? If you got 50,
live from my posh new studio in my house.
Yes, that's the other thing. Yeah.
But the thing is,
The Hugh Direction in the morning show.
Yeah, that's what it is. BJ, yeah, it's going to be Direction and BJ, maybe, or maybe not. You know, he might just do it by himself. He's like, I don't need people. I got money.
Steve, at some point, you're just going to be like, I don't want to get up. I've got millions.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm done.
You're probably right, Rev.
Well, I know that's where I would be. So I'm not getting up at 3 a.m. no more. Peace.
When do you do your show? Is it Monday through Friday, 6 to 10? It's whenever.
Whenever we decide to get on.
Maybe once a week, maybe not, maybe twice.
This brings up another question I'd like to put to you fine people.
Oh, here we go.
And that is, how much would it take for you, how much lottery winnings for you to walk away from your job? Like you go, you know what, this is enough, I quit.
Ooh. I mean, it would definitely have to be over 10 million.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 25 million.
Oh, you guys are greedy.
Yeah. Well, I want to make sure that I don't have to work at all.
Well,
that says I do not have to work at all at 25 mil.
50% of the people say all I need is $4 million and I'm out. That's all they
I don't
need.
trust that with inflation, man.
You see, I would want to still work, and then I would just live off the money I make from working and the interest maybe from the.
What are you, Jay Leno over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I'm Jay Leno. I'm rich.
Which that's what he did. He never spent his Tonight Show money. He only spent the money he made from going out and doing comedy gigs during the year.
Same as Marshawn Lynch. He didn't spend any of the money he made from his football. He made it only used the money from endorsements.
That's insane. I didn't know that about Marshawn.
Yes.
I did not know that. What a smart dude.
Yeah, you got to protect your chickens, I think is what he said, or something like that.
I mean,
I remember that. Yeah.
I totally forgot that. Wow, that is amazing. You know what, man? And you just saw, I saw DK Metcalf gave a lot of love to Bobby Wagner because he said he taught him business. He said, hey, Russ was great because he threw the ball to me and everything. But he was really a lover of Bobby Wagner because Bobby taught him business. And you know what, man? Good for Marshawn and guys like Bobby that, you know what, they know what's up and they go, I'm going long term here with how I do this money.
Oh, it looks like according to one Sports Illustrated said it's not. He said it wasn't completely true that he didn't spend any of his NFL earnings, but he was very mindful about it. So
yeah, Jay Leno was like, the lion's share. I mean, the most he got paid was the Tonight Show money, and he would go do comedy gigs and only spend the comedy gig money, which is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, because he made millions doing that Tonight Show. And he said, if you believe him, and with all of his car collections and everything that he owned, and he only got that from the comedy gigs, he never spent, if that's what we're led to believe, he never spent the Tonight Show money? Wow. That's nuts.
Right.
Yes. All right. So 16% of Americans are like you guys. They say, yeah, we would need about $50 million.
50.
Yeah, in order for us to feel comfortable walking away from work.
Yeah, I feel like 10 would be good. I would definitely I wouldn't show up as early. I tell you that.
I wouldn't show up as early. How about 11% of the people polled say that they would walk away from their job for just $500,000 lottery winning?
Where are they living?
Dude, they're good with their money. I'll tell you that.
Or they're planning to move to some sort of very cheap beach or something like that.
Or they're 97 years old and they're like, yeah, I'm good. I could live off of the $500,000 for the rest of my life.
You're still working at 97, man. What the hell happened to you?
Oh, maybe some people like to work to stay young.
Yeah.
I got news for you. I am not working in 97.
Are you sure?
No,
you
don't
know
ask
yet,
me.
yeah.
Do not wake
In
me
2
up.
years, you're going to...
I'm out. You're right. I'm out in 2 years. When I hit 97. You guys are so funny. I wish I could just have you hit you with something, not the lottery. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
Which 1979 Vietnam movie was directed by Francis Ford Coppola?
Acropolis Now.
No.
Apocalypse Now.
Yes.
It's funny thing is I listen back, I'm like, that sounded right.
Yeah.
No,
it wasn't right.
Damn it, Linda.
You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. Can I leave things off of a bankruptcy, like my car?
You have to list all of your assets and creditors when you file bankruptcy. So you would have to tell the court and the trustee that you have the car or that you have a car loan. You could say that I want to keep my car and continue to make my payments on the car. But the court will need to know that you have a car and that you may have a payment on the car. So by leaving it off the bankruptcy, if you mean that you cannot disclose it to the court, the answer to that is no, you must disclose it. However, that does not mean that you'll lose those assets. You'll be able to keep things like a car and a house in almost all cases, but you must disclose them to the court. But you'll need to continue to make payments on a house or a car that you intend to keep.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.